everyone. Today we're talking about memories, the importance of them, talking about my memories, talking about just memories overall. Sometimes I think we take memories for granted. I know I personally do because number one, I have a horrible memory and I can't remember a lot of things. Number two, like I said, we just take them for granted. Sometimes we think of things and we don't think of them for many years later and it's a fond memory, and sometimes we just forget about them and we take them for granted. And memories are just really important, and sometimes you don't realize how important they are until you read a book like The One Memory of Flora Banks. This book is by Emily Barr. This video is being sponsored by Penguin Teen. They asked me to review this book for you guys, as well as to share one memory I would like to never forget. If you're unfamiliar with this book actually is being published today, so happy publication day to The Memory of Flora Banks by Emily Barr. This is a beautiful cover. I don't know if you can tell the beauty of it on camera. It's white and it has this very blue text and it has like these speckled things, and even on the inside it has rating on the end pages as Flora Be Brave. It's very, very beautifully made. This is all about Flora Banks, if you can't already tell. Flora is 17 years old and has no short-term memory. Her memory resets itself like every 6 to 7 minutes, so she constantly is forgetting where she's at, who she's with, who, like, you know, she doesn't remember anybody. It's been this way for Flora since she was 10 until they removed a tumor from her brain. So she knows her parents, obviously, because she knew them before she was 10, as well as her best friend, but anything other than that, she has to write reminders on her arm constantly of like where she's at, she's with, where does she live, and things like that. And then one day she kisses her best friend's boyfriend and she can remember that memory. It is the one memory she has ever had that she can remember. It's not going away in 6 minutes like every other memory usually does. She is on a mission to find Drake because she believes that he can restore her memory because she remembered this kiss, and it's all about the adventure that ensues. It's all about Flora, who has this constant short-term memory loss and everything like that. So if you're interested in this book, be sure to check it out. It is out today with this beautiful, beautiful cover. Overall, I did enjoy this book. It wasn't one of my favorite books I've ever read. I do like reading books about memory loss because each person is different in their own with memory loss. Flora writes her information on her hands a lot and her arms, and Flora was very sporadic in this book. Like, she took a huge adventure throughout this book, and I did enjoy that, but it's very hard reading because her mind resets itself every 6 to 7 minutes, so it's kind of getting an influx of information every 6 to 7 minutes because Flora's getting all this great information herself. Overall, I would recommend this book because it is an interesting one to read. I feel like the second half really picked up with this. You learn of why she got her memory loss, and it becomes kind of like a mystery in that aspect. So I did enjoy this book, and I would recommend picking it up. It's a very, very fast read. I think I read it in like 2 days, which is pretty fast for me. It's short, but like I said, you'll fly through it because you're really interested in Flora's adventure and her mystery of how she lost her memory, of how she can recover her memory, and Flora overall is a very interesting character to read about. Now, like I said, going on to memories, you know, reading this book made me think of my memories constantly because Flora doesn't have the opportunity to recall memories that she's had 5 years, 10 years, even like yesterday memories for her. It made me think how many memories I take for granted, like the everyday memories, you know, of just different adventures you and your family take, just, you know, a certain day that was amazing that you can remember. Flora is not afforded that opportunity, so it's very interesting with the memory thing. Like, it makes you think and it makes you appreciate your memories so much more. I know it did for me. And like I said, Penguin asked me to share the one memory I would like to never forget. This was very, very easy for me. The one memory I would like to never forget is the birth of my son. I gave birth to my son in September of 2014, so it's a little bit over 2.5 years ago, and I just would never, I could never forget that memory. Like, if I were to ever lose that memory, I feel like a part of me would be gone, honestly. Like, that is the one memory I would like to keep out of all my memories, is the birth of my son. It's very important because, number one, it was my first child ever. Number two, my life instantly changed within a matter of like 5 minutes, you know, after pushing, and, you know, suddenly he was inside of me and then suddenly he was out into the world. And my life changed in that millisecond. Like, my whole world came not about me, but about him. It's a struggle to get him here, if I'm honest with you. I had 3 miscarriages back to back. I've had testing after those miscarriages to figure out why. I learned that I have PCOS, as well as some other severe kind of problems. I've had surgery to kind of remedy that problem, but not really. When I conceived my son, I had to be monitored regularly. The pregnancy was somewhat easy. I had high blood pressure. It was tough, okay? It was very, very tough, very traumatic. So because of all that had happened even before I had my son, it made me appreciate him so much more. And I'm sure people out there that have had PCOS or have problems with infertility can understand completely. And if you are struggling through infertility now, I just want to know that I I believe I'm there for you, and I understand, and I'm sorry. I am so sorry you were going through that, because I know it is a heart-wrenching thing to go through. Like, it is tough. Like, even thinking about it right now makes me want to cry for all the women out there that are struggling, because I know it is so, so hard. So just know that I'm thinking of you, and I'm rooting for you, and I'm hoping for the best for you. But because of all those things, you know, luckily, so lucky by the grace of God, I was able to have my son. I appreciate him so much more now. Of course, he is a crazy 2.5-year-old that is just insane and running around all the time and yelling and all that kind of things. But the one memory that I would never, ever, ever want to forget is the day that he entered the world, because that is the day my life changed for the better. It was the day I became a mother. It was the day where I had my first child, and he is the love of my life. It's just the memory I can never forget. Like, I just don't ever want to forget that memory. So just, if you have one memory that you would never, ever want to forget, please leave them in the comments. I would love to know your memories. It may be something little, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be like as drastic as having your first child like myself. Something small, but something that is so important to you. Share your one memory that you would like to never forget in the comments. I would love to talk to you guys about that. Again, be sure to check out The One Memory of Flora Banks, written by Emily Barr, in stores today. And yeah, read this, and it will definitely make you think about your memories and how you take them for granted. That is for sure. Again, thank you to Penguin Team for sponsoring this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.